Hi-oh, beefer! Away!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second part of our doubleheader tonight. We have got the superior game mode for you, Premiership Highlander action on week 1, ETF2L season 16. Who's hyped, boys? We're back in action. We've got Lucrosa and Tourettes Frenchclub for you tonight. They're going to be doing battle on Payload Badwater over a best of 3. I'm Gamma, of course, and with me tonight, bringing this action for you, is the ever-present Wiethoofd and the ever-present and ever-German Domaytoe alongside me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing quite German. This is like, what else can I say after this introduction, honestly? I'm always German. This is something I can confirm. Yeah, we have 2 teams now that we haven't seen yet because we're still in the first week and we already covered, like, this is the second game we cover. So with kind of fewer teams, we almost covered every team. You know, it's only 2 teams to go. So there will be kind of a summary to see just how these teams fare up against each other, meaning we have a pretty good idea of how the season will probably look like. Yeah, just straight off the blocks, Gamma, who's your prediction?
Straight off the blocks, I don't know really. I think Tourette's Frenchclub, personally. I remember them last season for the most part, just absolutely smashing high. And I personally thought they'd do very well in Prem. Lucrosa, of course, didn't do all that great last season. They kind of snuck into mid-table. I think Frenchclub will want to make a statement here. They've been around a long time, of course, all these players. And I think they'll want to do one in on Lucrosa straight off, week 1. What about yourself?
I just wanted to say, you said they smashed high. You know, there's literally only one team every season kind of that smashes high, and these are just massive sandbaggers. So just this off the charts, honestly. Like, this is basically what describes this. But yeah, you said they are back into Prem. The thing is, even though Kronk tries every possible way to not have me, like, to be used as a sub, because I am, thinking still the sub for Lucrosa on Spice, so I could be technically biased, but then again, I think I haven't played for them in like 3 seasons or something. But yeah, I mean, you took Chess Club, so obviously I'm going to go with the unbiased pick and just say Lucrosa for the diversity and obviously for my kind of Prem placement medal. As we hear the info as we go in 19 seconds live, so we'll just go quickly about the roster so that you can see on the big monitor with the production value, and Gamma, just introduce your picks roster then.
Not biased at all, are we? I'm going to take Frenchclub here. We've got Sarex on Scout, Olga on Soldier, Zero playing Pyro, Kalis on Demo, Sinrise Heavy, Fragmented making his return on Engineer. We have Seeds on Medic, Kunu on Sniper, and the ever-present Kazul on Spy.
I'm just going to say, yeah, oh wait, no, Olga isn't here. I just gave it from Wiethoofd last second. Always really good that we have like rotating players and just trying to fit new people in. It is Samsky, sorry, unintentional laughing. Yeah, just Samsky, that's all I need to say. Samsky's replacing Olga, and the kind of burger roster on Lucrosa. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, so Wish on the Scout class, American, Gink on the Weep class, Soldier on the Weep class, no, whatever. Lico on Engineer, that's untypical. I don't know if he's even on the roster. I would have need to check back, honestly. Bowl on Demo Man. I saw a lot of Bowl memes these days. It's also American, most likely. Then Kresnik, another American, kind of spinning in his gamer chair with his gamer bottle. We'll see how good his main cards are with, like, while zipping a gamer bottle. Kronk on Engineer. Kronk is not heavy main anymore. He is Engineer main now. Big grubber brain medic with a vaccinator and everything, and the grubber memes on medic. Fallen, which is, I think, Fallen Lord question mark on the sniper class. Another American, so 4 Americans already, if I counted that correctly. And then we have Granger on Spy. I don't know if he's the main, probably, though we just, yeah, I don't...
You're the main Spy, Domaytoe, let's be honest here. We have absolutely no sense of bias here whatsoever.
No, not at all, honestly. Also, I just want already to say, if people trash me during the cast, I will still say Chess Club, because if you count, like, I can be the kind of French Dora the Explorer, I only count 2 French people, so I don't think it's very fitting to call them Frenchclub. Aside from that, Seeds actually put England before his name, like Auk and like, you know, Frenchclub England. That just doesn't mix for me.
Let's see if this game comes home for him, then, isn't that right? Nice football memes coming out of there.
Yeah, I wish I could have added something to these football memes, but I
you
don't feel
don't
like I'm in
Germans
the
talking
position
about football, do we?
Okay.
Plays anyway.
We got straight off the blocks here. We have to see the team with the better suicide deserves to win. Granger already got split early, took a bit of damage. He's crossing left side currently. They're just pushing this card here on the side of Lucrosa. They're just getting into position, it seems. Yes, Granger is going onto the sniper here, Kuno, and there comes actually the jump. Ball gets completely denied to Oblivion. Kuno goes down though to Fallen Lord. I mean, that's a sniper pick, but the card's relatively far back, and I feel like the suicide wave wasn't as successful per se.
I have a feeling that it might have been made a little bit easier to deny Bowl there by virtue of him using the parachute. He was just sitting in midair spamming stickies, just casually getting picked out of the air by Sinrise. Kazula is going to get murdered by Fallen there, but it's interesting to note Wish is plus 200 ping on the Scout. See if this hinders him.
I would wish so. There's spawned Pyro Jetpack literally into spawn again. That was amazing to see from Lico. Horrible year for people to watch, and honestly, with a Pyro with a Jetpack, Gink is just spamming this. So they're getting some cap time. That's the only redeeming factor I see. There's Ball on this tracks though, spams out the gun, and they kind of try to engineer themselves some advantages before they push, but it's taken them some time already.
They did manage to get that sentry alright from Tunnel, I think it was, that Bolt was spamming. But as you say, it's already a level 2 sentry up for Fragmented, all in the space of 30 seconds basically. They're looking to get this hill push up because Kunu is not alive, but they're not really going to be able to get anything here, just some casual spam from Bull. They're going to walk forward here on that spy, push forward, but they're not really going to get anything except Kresnik dying. Kazul, of course, is dead. That's not really going to do anything. Bull gets picked up by Sorex, and that's just going to slow them down again.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't, they didn't feel comfortable. What?
Uber Force on seats. Don't know how that happened.
I'm pretty sure he just confused his binds or something. Should have, I didn't see what happened there. Fragmented though. Fragmented goes down with a sentry by the engineer. It's a big MGE, sorry. Granger gets burned down. They're opting for this kind of lower hold here, They're not quite out of this point. Big jump in from Gink. Only Kresnik here. Sinrise on heavy goes down. If Sinras was on heavy, that would not have happened. Kalis goes down as well, so their combo is almost down. They only have a snipe, only have a medic there up, and they can be really aggressive here. That's what they're doing Lucrosa right now, but they haven't kept first yet. But it's getting kept now.
They don't really need to cap first, they can just sit in this corner, deny them any sort of space on seconds. Second has become a throwaway point now, really, in terms of bad water meta, as it were, so that you can get that third hold up. As we can see, Fragmented is already there. He's almost got the level 2 sentry straight up. They're not really getting forward. They're trying to get into house, but they can't because that gate is still not open. They need to cap second. It's only ×2 on the card. They really could add Kronk onto it just to get it that little bit faster, speed them up after that slow first push. They'd lose Bowl instantly to the sniper. Grabba holding onto it a little bit too long. Zero goes down on the background to Fallen.
Yeah, Zero goes down to 0 HP and their Pyro's out of the equation. Kalis as well, Granger this is already opening up with 2 picks. They have to take an exchange here nowadays to just push through Boiler. We'll have to see. I'm a bit critical because on the first push the combo didn't seem too much together. Wish goes down, which isn't the best thing in the world. They tried to kind of push this from top left. The thing is, Grubber has to be more together with his team. They're pushing right now. Let's see if Grubber uses this time. Yeah, Sonos on a demo man currently. They're just spamming out this gun. Fragmented tries to pick the gun up or something. He went down eventually. Zero just spawned, and they get some frags. You have to just keep them in this corner here, honestly. Then this defensive Uber isn't going to do this much.
There was no one really there for Seeds to Uber except for a soldier who just got air blasted into a corner repeatedly. It looks like Kalis is trying to walk forward here, but he has absolutely no support, but no one's shooting him. He's just going to pull out the skill stick, trying to hit whoever he can with it. They've got a heavy up there in house, trying to get what he can. Sinrise it was, trying to slow down the cart, and they actually managed to hold this.
Yeah, they're still on a 3-second respawn or something. Grabber has 50% or even 60% advantage when Seed spawns. They can just plow this forward, honestly. A Granger gets counter-espionage there by Kazul somewhere. And we just have to be Fragmented is on 3 HP somewhere. On top, he gets spammed out by random rocket from a weep. That got to Sting, man. They just have to wait here. They almost have their Uber. They get Sorex, which is really important as well, because Sorex, when he goes unwatched, he can really do a lot. But there comes the Uber, probably Gamma from top left.
They look like they're trying to get in, just trying to delay onto this as much as they possibly can. They don't want to use this unless they absolutely have to. They're going to try and get the cart up first without having to use Grabba is on fire, though you might want to be careful in case he starts eating spam. They managed to get this point without needing to use. They clean up Sinrise in the house as well, so he can't do any sneaky stuff. Samsky on the corner doing some work though, gets cleaned up eventually, but Gink gets killed for cleaning up Samsky.
That's nicely played. The thing is, only like around 5 minutes, you know, for a third point. They took a lot of time kind of on first, but it doesn't really matter if you push like third quite fast, and something like Ranger goes down to the Spy once again. He's pulling an Isle, which was basically Spy who only killed Spies, so there is a meme already. Wish also goes down to Kazul. They're kind of staggering here, and they try to put their hope into a Weep again, as Gink is getting his position on top left, so you maybe try to force them out or something. We'll have to see. It's really tentative right now.
Kazul's coming in on Fallen there, but Fallen moves for no apparent reason. I hate when this happens whenever I play Spy. Just seeing a sniper move for no reason, just when you're about to kill him. Grabba's held onto the Super for a long time. He's lost the advantage that they did have. And now they're just trying to, as you say, see what space they can get. Gink is literally just sitting there. He tries a bomb, fails, goes for a second bomb, in nice and high, forces seeds, very nice. Kresnik went in forward. Gink trying to get what he can now. Extra can't really, gets killed. And they're going to bait this completely without even needing to use on Grabba. Kresnik nearly dying for it. They get Samsky off in the side with Granja. 2 players down. Uber advantage. Maybe they should think about running this forward.
Yeah, it's nicely played. They should maybe, they don't invest to get their players into different angles, so they're just all poking from tracks here. Granger gets early quick onto Fragmented, so this gun is just free to spam. Kresnik assumes lower position, and just with this help of the Pyro, kills Kalis, Zero, and Seeds also go down to the heavy there. Sinrise though, Sinrise is still in this map room. You can do a lot there, not only from Soldier, from every class. They're just taking this high ground here, you know. They didn't take kind of opposite routes. They do get a lot of cap time. You can't disregard that, and they just probably kept this off because heavy can't do. Oh no! Sorex there! Oh wow, they actually salvaged this. Okay, never mind me, but this was really close there, honestly.
If they hadn't lost Kresnik to this surprise heavy in the window, I think they would have capped that easily enough, because, you know, Kresnik was just sitting on that cart, doing Puda's things, mowing people down, but with Sinrise in to kill him, there's a massive bomb coming in from Gink, does absolutely nothing with it except stand on some railing. Kresnik comes around the corner, there's some mini-sentry action up from Fragmented. Kazul's going to get Kresnik, Liko killing him down, but the final cap, Spy cap from Granja to finish it off. 7-17, not bad considering how poor the first push was.
Yeah, easy last push there, honestly. Also Grabba on a 9k, easy for him. I don't actually know how this counts, it's just 9 assists without dying, probably. So the thing is, it was basically always on the points, the pick classes. Like, Granja got a lot of stabs, and just this headshot, like, whenever they pushed basically on Lucrosa, like, they got 2 picks instantly before they pushed. They didn't get denied on tracks. I was a bit skeptical because they didn't, like, invest a lot, like, some time to get their players into different positions to push on, which is really, like, beneficial to a last push, but in the end they did it because they just had this massively better high ground and the card was really close, so they just had to play like this. 7.17, I mean, I know last time, like, we casted Gamma and you told me, oh, these days it gets capped and pushed, like, so easily, but like, so fast, they payload maps by it. I would still say that's average time.
It is an average time, I would say. Bad Order has kind of regressed, I think, in speed recently, since people have started putting even more and more and more emphasis on that third point. But I don't think that that Frenchclub are able to get really the kind of hold that they were looking for on third. It'd be interesting to see if Lucrosa manage it this time themselves.
We have to see. It's this time Kazua on the left side again. He gets early spotted there a bit on the rocks. I think, yeah, he took a bit of damage. He's on Kuna actually. What the heck is Kazoo doing? It's some weird spy fake nicking. Zero is getting spammed out there. They're just really tentative once again. It's only Scout and Counts currently, as there is nothing really happening. Wow, that's a lot of fun.
No early bombs. I suppose people are just waiting to get into position before they do things. Sinrise is trying to be sneaky, but he's been spotted easily with some spam from Bull. Here comes the demo bomb from Kalis. Gets people so weak. Gets Grabba. Main pick got a bit of damage onto the sentry. Kronk is alive to heal it, I suppose, but no medic. They've lost a lot of players, so they'll just wait to respawn, get into position and push this fairly standard. Fantastic bomb coming in there from Kalis.
Yeah, so people can actually recognize him. He just can keep his name after this. He doesn't have to use 5 fake nicknames. Oh, early pick there onto Fallen Lord, which is really important as well. They might have actually forced them. Okay, Seeds uses anyway to a sentry gun. They just have to watch out here that they don't get trapped behind. KritzKast and Nico will probably get trapped behind. Let's see if they can make something work here. Granger is on this heavy. Sinrise just looks at him and ignores him, but there's still Lico and there's still this heavy just doing a lot of damage. And I mean, Grubber survived there, so they're kind of equal on par on this Uber, and it kind of took them 1.5 minutes, which isn't the worst thing in the world for both teams, but we'll have to see how this aggression and just the holding from Lucrosa works out now.
Yeah, here come the Lucrosa boys wandering forward, trying to see if they can get into third. Actually, it looks like not even going to bother with spawn camping properly. They do get Lico though, Kalis with his eyes on the back of his head, able to det that door as soon as it opened. But they're going to wait for the cart to push up till they can get some flank support adequately in. Kalis baiting his entire team, walking in from under, seeing what they can get done. There is only a level 1 sentry in that window. Kalis is walking forward, gets eaten by a body shot. Very lucky, stay alive. The Uber's forced out. KritzKast is in that house area, along with Kronk on the Rescue Ranger and level 2 sentry, trying to get what they can do. But Kalis and Seas both get picked up. Lico surfs that right into Sinrise's face and melts him with the flamethrower, and that push is destroyed.
I mean, I like that they play kind of together there on KritzKast, and if people are like, why? What do you mean with together? Well, first of all, they all died together. Second of all, the card was really for big, which was an atrocious play, and then the combo all stayed on low ground, which was also an atrocious play. That's really nice of them to kind of have their kind of level of play be synced up. But yeah, I mean, they kind of settled here on this third point, so we will see how Lucrosa play up against this. They still have 6% advantage. Samsky tries to do something on top right, gets spammed really heavily there, and goes out. Gink is doing some good defense work here with this conch and the black box. Sorix though pressures him. He's only alone forward. The main issue with this kind of passive hold is you just have to watch that they don't get a lot of card time just by you doing that as Sorix is assuming card position.
They're just really defending by virtue of some Rap Assassins and Detonators. There's not really much else going on. A few random black box shots coming out from Gink. They find Kazul randomly there from Lico. It's going to clean him up with some bowl stickies. It looks like they're trying to get some space in on this right hand side as best they can. Seeds is Uber now. They can't really get anything. They're going to lose Sorix, which is a bit of pushing power gone. Kalis just trying to spam into that house area. Looks like they're having trouble trying to break this hold.
I mean, they do get the card time here, you know. There comes actually clutch Uber there from Grubber. Yeah, the main issue now is that Bowl almost overcommits there. I like it though. They're still all on the same wavelength there. Grubber gets headshot in the end and Fallen Lord as well. So there comes now everyone basically kind of killing them. Okay, Bowl. Oh my god, he's putting them into the toilet.
Unbelievable play. Just absolutely slammed them all. 9k there after that little fight. They've barely anyone left alive. They lost their medic really late. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Zero's going to try and get in here and cap this if he can. It's murdered by KritzKast for it. And we have a pause. Oh, that's what we love to see.
Yeah, they kind of have to check back here maybe if they can, if there's a rule to deny American mercs, because the thing is, if I look at this, honestly, Gamma, then look at this wish. How do you even be like top scoring with your medic with 200 ping? I don't even know how this is possible. What, like...
He did spend an awful lot of time on cart last round, to be fair. But he is actually doing some heavy work in terms of DM fights as well. You'd kind of wonder how that's even physically possible. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, honestly. I mean, we have to see. It's like 2.5 minutes. That's favoring.
Unpaused.
Yeah, unpause. It's probably favoring KritzKast if they can. Like, this should be an easy cap, but the thing is, they can overcommit here. It's always possible. And then Lucrosa just hold on for so much more. Granger tries to get into position. They're out pushing from tracks here. They need to get early spam on the offensive classes. Otherwise, it just favors them. Lico goes down early. Granger also gets killed, so it definitely looks in the favor of KritzKast right now.
It's difficult to push when you've just suffered such a demoralizing loss. But oh, nice.
Yeah, a lot of damage there on them. Could have almost worked. But yeah, I mean, it's basically 2 minutes and like 2 last Uber pushes.
My game crashed, so carry me forwards, Domaytoe.
Okay, well, I'm still in this. You might have gotten DDoSed. I don't get DDoSed. I'm on one of these teams, so... So Bowl is just spamming this choke here, honestly. Wish gets a kind of pick there, and Kazoo doesn't really matter currently. They're just trying to push this card forward. They have to... Also Liko just with his detonator. I still remember this from LAN. This is giving me the worst flashbacks. Kalis goes down, Semsky gets backstabbed. Sunrise loses the heavy MG to Kresnik as well. So Sorix as well, so they just actually get stalled out there on the corner, which is really important because that just settles down. That the offense can only do one last push and not like two, or like only one last Uber exchange and then a dry push. Are you back in the server, Gamma?
I do have comments to add nonetheless. The detonator is the bane of my life, man. If we're going to ban the squirt shot, ban the detonator too. It's just, I hate playing medic against that thing. You just get killed for no reason because of it.
Really?
Yes, honestly.
I mean, you die. Who dies to it? I would just say it's a bit annoying that people don't know how to conservatively play around heals and then they get like detonator down all the time, but you can blame your players for that. Anyway, it's only one last push. They're pushing from tires, Gamma. Let's see if they all push to a sniper sideline. Yes, they do. Oh, He's 12k on Bowl. He hasn't died since. He's just doing so much really early force though. This is probably going to be really garbage.
It's a good force, but...
I mean, I don't know why Grab popped honestly. I mean, probably should save his players. Kazoo is on this gun here, and there's big jump in from Semsky. Gets piped. He's on a 13k. How much more money can Bowl generate here?
Cash, money, getting that refined and easy betting keys, maybe? I don't know. But oh, that's a good shot from Kuno on the Wish. Kazoo gets cleaned down by Kresnik. They're running out of time here, 25 seconds. They're trying to peek this corner, but they're just going to eat so much spam for it. Sinrise is going to die within the space of a second. Samsky trying to make space. Grab is so weak, dodging for all he's worth. He's still alive. Kresnik just walking around the corner, killing everyone he possibly can. They're going to clean up the pyro there as well. 6 seconds left. This game is as good as over.
Oh, and Kazoo also got Uber there to get the medic frag in the end, so I wouldn't say convincing, but closer than I thought it would be, but well, 1-0 for my prediction. I mean, that was kind of obvious, and then after, what happens after that is that they throw, which is usually what happens. As they are really hungry, so as we hear, they go already into the second round in 90 seconds, so Gamma, quickly introduce Lockstrap.
Lucrosa? Personally, I think the American gaming really helped them there more than anything else. There's some really good plays from all their American players, essentially, particularly Kresnik on that last defense, I think. But I think more than anything else, Chess Club really are just going to need to stop bleeding players at crucial times. They just seem to always be 1 or 2 players lower than they'd rather like to be when defending things. They went a little bit too aggressive on their third push as well, I believe. And as you said at the time, you know, they push forward out their sentry, they push forward out their flank, or not their sentry, they push forward out the card, push forward out their flank, and they just got mowed down for it. And as you said, they died together.
I like how I actually asked for you to introduce logs, but you actually gave us viable and valuable information, Gamma, so I like that we can just agree on this, that we just talk about stuff that actually matters and influences the game flow instead of absolutely useless numbers.
What use are stats, really, in this day and age?
Honestly, like, stats only matter if you get 1,400 heals per minute as a medic. Only this is when I care about stats and show them around when I was on medic. So there is now to see how these players play. So Chess Club has to do something here. Kuno gets early pick onto Gink, and Faunlord is in this interesting position there on first. Drops down though, what a pussy. We just have to wait here. They're probably going to push right away, top right, fragmented. Fragmented is not a medic. Sorry, yeah. I get confused.
The Sinrise, on that really aggressive position, gets cleaned up for it as a result. It's kind of similar to how Gink got cleaned up for showing absolutely no respect to his sniper sightlines. Nice little mirror image there, one from each team. But again, they're just trying to look about getting some space. It looks like Lucrosa basically have their entire team up on this cliffside, even the sniper. Kazul decloaks, trying to get the teleporter as best he can. Bowl decides he wants to shoot one grenade at him and just leave him alone. The teleporter does go down. Kuno gets Granger. Oof.
Yeah, that was somehow to put in your frag movie, honestly, like, or to get into your hacker accusations video, alternatively. But the thing is, they just bleeding some time here down. It's taking them some time again. Seeds comes top right now. He isn't planted in spawn anymore. No, he's actually pushing and growing a bit forward with this team. They do push from top right. It's really tentative. They use kind of not early, but they flash a lot of people, and Lucrosa have better in the end. The gun goes down, but they don't lose a lot of players because Grubber just is really nice flashing. Zero goes down. They're just holding on this kind of top position, and Sunrise goes down, so they can still fight for this. But the problem is this aggressive play stance on the left side from KritzKast.
It looks like Lucrosa are trying to actually get the sentry back up as best they can, but no, Fragmented's abandoned it. And now they can finally start to move forward. They're bleeding players though to Fallen and Gink. Even though they really didn't have an aggressive positioning there, I think Lucrosa gave that up a little bit too easily maybe. But, you know, discretion better part of Valor. They can get a better hold up. Little semi-hold maybe here on second and a better hold on third.
I don't think they could have held it anymore. They lost some vital players and then they just pushed left side. That's a bit, like you don't want to risk dying there, even though Chess haven't been the most aggressive team in this game already, like pushing advantages forward. There's only Ging currently on roof as we see these days. Oh no, Wish is with him as well, the flank just there. Okay, Zemski picks him up, so easy frag for him honestly. Kind of gets passive there, Gink, and then just Sorix dies with Sticky Trap somewhere, and Pornlord gets the better of Kuno, so they might actually, yeah, they're contesting the second here, and they just get early frags once again for Bowl just to feed this guy. Fragment goes down, and they force them, and probably can even hold on this point of their Brave here with a repush.
They're just holding onto this Uber forever, and now finally it's released onto Kresnik. They're going to clean up Sunrise and Zero, but no one else really. Wish got sent forward, but didn't get the flash he was looking for. Kalis can just kill him with the stickies placed on that ground. And again, they're just going to hold this corner, slow down the second cap. Yeah, it's unusual to see such an emphasis on second.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, like Grubber really held on there consciously. There comes big jump from Gink, doesn't matter though in the end. There comes still a conch over. Oh no, sorry, that's Grubber taunting in the corner. Hopefully it doesn't pay for him. No, he gets headshot there. Oof, I mean, that's kind of what you get in this kind of situation. You should have been out there way quicker, and in the end, it's probably a free third point, honestly, for KritzKast.
An amputator taunt?
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't ever going to work in that situation.
Easy healing stats.
Easy healing stats, exactly. I like the bravery. I like Sinrise's bravery sitting in a corner there at Fallen watching him. Waited for a little while and then decided to run away. Zero is waiting for any sort of heals there in the corner, gets the arrow. Gink jumping forward, can't really get anything, gets denied. They're going to get this third cap relatively easily, and this is what happens when you focus too much on second, I think.
Yeah. The thing is, maybe a weakness also to these players, that they just put all of their eggs into one basket if they just rely on this massively good third hold, even though fourth is really good point as well. Big jump in from Gink, even though the kind of seeds there popped earlier. Grubber now goes a bit passive because only 70% into Spiral. They just focus here, they just have to play around the sentry gun. The main issue is the juggled heavy. Okay, Sunrise goes down there, that was almost really clutch. They're just focusing on them here on checks. Wish can do this, he will probably chase the medic. No, there's a sentry gun, that's unfair. Get the engineer bent off the server so you can push forward, but I mean, Seeds gets out, it's only like 20% on him, so it's 80% advantage now for Grubber, and they consolidated their position. Their pick classes are down, but Fallen Lord should. Grubber is doing this taunt again, like, god. I mean, I can understand the memes and there's Uber, so probably doesn't matter really that much, but yeah, they consolidated on this last year.
I can understand it when you taunt off Uber maybe, and when you have players around you to protect you from Kazul, who just went in there for a spy play. Kalis goes in, gets the sentry, doesn't really get anything else. Sentry will just be rebuilt. The problem with that last Uber push there from KritzKast was, or Frenchclub rather, was that they just straight up didn't have any focus fire at all. They just kind of wandered in, shot things, shininess ran off. They had nothing left to do really. Now that's put them in a position where Grabba had huge advantage for ages. Seeds actually went down very low there for a split second, but got that lovely sandwich to heal him up. And now they're going to have to try and make something happen.
Sorix goes down, which is really important. Semski as well, flanked down before a push is never a good sign, and that's also easily kind of blameable for losing the push. There's map room only contested there. The combo tries to do something for map room. Zero goes down, though they have to watch out here. They're just getting spammed here, honestly, by the flank. They get forced in a really awkward position. They got some frags before that could actually favor them. They just don't have to get cleaned up here. And God, Sinrise is punching and Ubert heavy. I mean, this works in the end, and yeah, they just. The thing is, their flank died before that. That was kind of their bane, and that's also really good to see because after that game, you can say, "Oh, we lost because of our flank." Easy.
I mean, at the same time, yeah, your flank was dead, but then you continue to stay in a position where you got spammed and got forced. As soon as your flank goes down like that, you have to back out of an area like map room where you can be easily spammed from low ground. They got forced because of it. And you know, it just led to this subpar Uber, the second in a row really for them. and that's just going to slow them down again and again and again, unless they can get that cohesion down. That's an amputator kill on Kazul, by the way.
I mean, we just have to watch for, honestly,
Oh, nice.
for a sniper pick to carry the weight. Yeah, as Grubba goes down there, I would be Chris Demos after that. That's all you can do in the situation. Kalis gets jungled though into a sentry gun and an Uber. Sorex gets killed before the Uber, and Sinrise gets dropped as well. They can make this work here. They have kind of one spawn Grubba there. They just have to team up with Grubba and play from these kind of high ground. Fragment also goes down. They don't have a lot of call time. So the classical thing again, your pick classes carry you, but then the rest of the team just kind of throws away your advantages. But honestly, Gamma, I'm not faced by kind of 2 or 3 cringe pushes, because when I think back of the last game, this were like 7, 8 pushes cringed on the last point, so we still have some time to go before I lose my mind.
I think I lost my mind a long time ago, to be honest. But that push was just so sad. Like, Kalis got juggled away from Seeds, and then Seeds desperately tried to link up with him, but Liko was just in his face with air blasts like, no sir, no you can't. And then instead of trying to link up with Sinrise, Seeds goes and links up with his Pyro instead.
It's Vaccinator as
don't
well,
understand
sorry.
it.
It's Vaccinator as well on Grauer. He is doing the meme strategies. The main issue now is we have to see if Seeds can, the team can cringe up another push. The main issue is, yeah, as I was saying, Grubba was on Vaccinator, so that will be something to watch. Kuno is uncontested here on this tracks. Okay, he goes down to Fallen Lord. There comes the Uber, this time on Sorex. Can maybe do something. They chase Grubba into spawn. He gets burned down in the end. That's a bit unfortunate, honestly. Yeah, they might just get this off here, honestly, if they don't outbleed their players to a spy who gets 1k already. Sorex goes down, but yeah, they should have this. They have to get Gink out of map room though.
Yeah, that spam coming out of there will be quite hard to deal with. Gink and Samsky dueling it out. Gink gets the better of them. He's just going to continue to spam out of here. No one's really looking at him. Zero's trying to to reflect away everything he possibly can. There's no one really left to deny them. 8-15, you know, it's not bad either, but I think Lucrosa will have plenty of confidence here.
Yeah, I mean, we have to see how they do their pushes. The thing is, sometimes their pushes on Lucrosa, even then, we're not a bit synced. I don't know if it's like Grabber not kind of wanting to pop in this position because he feels like there's not a lot of coming in or something, or maybe it's because Kresnik is main calling and he has to finish sipping from his gamer bottle before he can make the call for them to push forward. So there are 2 options. We'll have to see though if they kind of up their combo play, but in the end they have some time to play with. Shouldn't be too eagerly cocky though, and they have to be reminded that I didn't want to cast a game for 2 rounds, I want to cast a game for 3 rounds, so and you know, like 2 rounds is already enough points for them, so maybe they can throw 1 round, honestly.
Sign petition here if you want them to throw around. Guys, come on. Yeah. There's enough people in chat, you can convince them. Send them Steam messages, that's exactly what they want during an official.
Just hashtag throw burgers.
Yes.
In the literal sense, you know, throw burgers, so that's what we need. So let's see if no team they like does a suicide wave once again, or like suicides like into a sentry gun without any distraction at all. This will be fun to watch.
I just don't want to see the parachute again, man. The parachute doesn't work, please don't do it. Just sitting in midair is a sitting target for everyone. At the moment it just seems like they're content with spamming. It looks like Fallen's trying to get a sight of Kunu there from the low ground. Couldn't quite get it. Gink is starting to get in a position here to bomb, maybe from just around the corner. They've fallen up on the rock. Gink's got spotted though, he's going to take a lot of damage and be forced to back off. Here comes the Parachute King again. Gets taken out of the air, what a surprise. Gets the force though, but they're getting a lot of kills. Not the important one though, Grabba is of course still in spawn. Like the coward that all medics must be, humbly on this map.
Seeds must have laughed or something and accidentally hit his right mouse click. There is also Conch this time on the side of KritzKast. They don't feel content here.
Fragment is getting a sentry out.
Yeah, they're going out. The main issue is they should maybe try to get a force or someone like Kazul is probably their only bet here. Sorex also overcommits there a bit too much for my liking. They still do control this kind of thing. And wow, this was kind of poor popping there. They didn't have the communication that only Samsky was above the tunnel. Or maybe Samsky is just something I would pop to. This is probably not what happened, but yeah. I mean,
man, if I had a legit faint gaming guy above me, I probably would pop as well. I don't know about that. But it's not too bad a situation. This for a Frenchclub, they've got that Uber Force. They're pretty much already backed up towards 3rd. They can get a solid hold up there. Fragmented got out alive, relatively, so he can get that sentry up there. and hopefully for them they can get this setup up that they needed. They have Samsky and Kazul behind them. I don't know if they're aware of this. Gink seems to be looking for Samsky. Yes, he's called out now. Gink gets the kill on him. Wish dies at the same time. No flank now for Lucrosa. It's Samsky still behind them on this roof.
Not sure if Samsky has played Highlander since 2014 or something, and he's like, hello team, let's push. Like, this is sometimes what can happen, because a soldier behind your lines isn't really the best thing in the world, because you probably get picked or something, and he won't do this much, and the main issue is that he doesn't occupy top right. Kazu's behind them as well, so if they just push in now, they basically have 2 picks without doing anything.
Samsky at the moment seems to be padding his health packs picked up stat, so you know, maybe statistics aren't everything.
Why is Wish even contesting?
He's just shooting him from the opposite side of the yard. It looks like... Is Kazul there as well?
Yeah.
He is. Just cutting him down. Wish wins the fight against genuine Feint Gaming star himself, Samsky. Kazul getting a mini-sentry kill in the background at the same time. But all of this really is just one big distraction play that it looks like Lucrosa are actually falling for.
Potentially, I mean, I was about to say they have the time to do this, but I don't like when a team gets baited like this, especially when I'm rostered. And they do push from main now, they have to watch out for the sticky trap. Ball walks through, Grabber dodges it in the last second, nobody dies to the sticky trap. They do get kind of on par. Uber flashing there, Grabber has to flash a lot in the end, so they actually have a slight better on the kind of chess club there. Uber Liko goes down, 4 not as well, so this Uber kind of stagnates. They have to get Grabber out here, and Grabber actually survives that, which is kind of crucial, and Kazul gets piped in the end. Not the worst thing in the world. They got the car up a fair bit, they still have 5 minutes.
They did indeed, but on their next push they're definitely going to have to coordinate killing that sentry a lot better. They didn't really get any significant damage on it at all. It's a good counter pop from Seeds onto Zero, who denied a huge amount of the aggression coming out. Was able to send Bowl back a good few meters. But, you know, it's good that they got the ground that they got. That cart's going to start rolling back soon, and they're going to have to get that sentry down next push.
Yeah, even though the cut's not even this close, I would have liked it to have a bit more closes. Like, your spike could suicide on this now 20 times the ruinous locks. They push from lower right now though, because they have Uber. They even have like 5 or 6%, so that's a massive Uber advantage, but they always like already lose Wish, they already lose Granger, they probably get forced in a really bad position. Yeah, they're still on the slow ground, they're just getting caught out here because they didn't expect their players to feed before an Uber.
It's a general strat, I thought. Kuhnu is going to get fallen, which doesn't help either. They have a heavy directly above them, they're going to have to be forced here. They are indeed. KritzKast goes down really low, as does Grabba. Zero's just walking at them with absolutely no Uber at all. He doesn't even care. He's just going to eat all of the stickies, gets the reflect kill on Bowl at close range. KritzKast's going to get killed by Sinroy's on the high ground. Zorex cleans up Wish. This is just falling apart for Lucrosa.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Bowl was doing, honestly. I mean, he got, like, you must have seen this medic. I have 5%. He probably flashes me to go out, but maybe I can go out into the entire enemy team. This works for me, and then he dies. I mean, it isn't really the worst thing in the world because Grabber survived, which is kind of the key part there. But the card rolls back. I get literally just... I don't know, I just don't like this card rolling back. But the thing is, they just put themselves into this horrible position there on lower right. They should just not do this again, then they might actually have a chance, and they're giving them a lot of space and a lot of confidence here. So there is a throwable round already inside Gamma.
Oh, that's what we all want. It's a conch on conch play here. Whose conch lasts longer? It's blue conch, that's what. But nothing really is going to be achieved except for Bowl and KritzKast dying, which isn't really what you want to see. Fallen gets body shot, but he's going to live. There's nothing else really going on here. Some spam being exchanged by Kalis trying to clean up the players in behind. And again, we're just seeing that clock just drop down even further.
Amazing French defense there from KritzKast, which was basically, they work towards us, let's back up even more, let's retreat all the way out. But it works in this kind of scenario, and they don't even push the point and the card. It's 225, they have kind of 2 pushes max on this point, honestly, if they're really quick. Yeah, they get stagnated here really hard, and it's kind of now a bit frustrating because you actually have to make this work and don't get like spammed in a really passive position, or just have your demo walk forward completely alone by himself. They're kind of doing this Granger's on that ringer as well, so you can already tell it's basically over.
They're looking to push out of this top left spot, but they're going to just get the sticks dead on them. They're going to lose Gink at the same time. Liko just walks through for the memes, going to get picked up as well by Zorex. They're just, again, minute 50 left. They don't really have enough time left to do this. They need to go within the next 15 seconds to have any chance, and keep times 3.
It's fine. I learned you can all make up, like, if you cringe your Uber, it's fine. You just have to say unlucky, you know, then everything is okay these days, I heard, because it's like, oh no, it's unlucky some of our players maybe don't own a microphone, it's unlucky that we don't expect a sticky trap, and it's unlucky that the enemy demo man is on not on sticky jumper. Very unlucky. Yeah, they basically only have one last push, honestly, and it's literally over already. Gamma, I don't know what they are doing. Maybe in America the time ticks a bit slower or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, I have heard that some cities in America have a timeless feel to them. I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on here. The time difference, you never know. They haven't woken up properly yet. I don't even know what are the time differences like. Maybe not that extreme. They're just going to sit here forever, I think. Grabba just doesn't want to use the Uber again. Just going to sit in boiler.
Feels like a brainless feeder after all, because they're not doing anything. I'm honestly confused what they're doing. Like, all memes aside, maybe push in. I heard that's a really good strategy on capping points. There comes the Uber, which is completely into garbage time. There comes way better Uber once again onto seats, because he just was on the kind of stairs there and has a pyro, and that's why you win. Kresnik goes down to Revolver from Kazul. And okay, Wish is still behind, kind of on this disbandor, gets piped in the end, but only 20 seconds, you know. Oh no, it's so unlucky that just the clock didn't have enough time anymore, you know. So unlucky that we have just an unlucky clock here, honestly, on the side of Lucrosa. But yeah, a cringe second round Gamma.
In fairness, I did like what they did with that Uber, in that, you know, they sent Wish in behind, and theoretically, that would have been a fantastic thing to do, because he could have gotten the kill on seats there after the Uber. But then he missed 4 shots in a row and got piped, so, you know. You can have all the good strats in the world, but if it takes you 2.5 minutes to execute them and then you fail them anyway, I don't have much hope for you, really.
I wish he could have just coordinated with his team in this kind of position, just have people actually supporting him from the front and don't rely on kind of flashing your players and then walk into 4 people and then just rely on, hopefully he missed enough family dinners to just make up for the enemy team's lack of MGE, because he spent a lot of MGE time. But yeah, they didn't, maybe they don't kind of ready up instantly, so let's actually have a look at the logs from the second round, as I hear that we get them pulled on the screen, Gamma.
I am going to not launch into a tirade about Lucrosa this time, I swear. I'm actually going to talk about the statistics.
No, feel free. Back them up with statistics.
Let's talk statistics here. Get them up on the screen. This is the second round, I believe. So we're just going to have a look here at the heroes and zeros, and Zero indeed did a huge amount of work. He denied basically every single Uber that came into third. He took a huge amount of heals, a bit more than usual for Pyro, but he was able to get a lot of work done with it because of it. Besides that, because of how slow the game was, it's really only the snipers getting kills. Kunu and Fallen, both representing hard, 21-6, 17-11. The winning team sniper, of course, doing better. To be honest with you, nothing else much worth of note there, I think, beyond Grenja going 8-20. Good on you, boy.
Mean, come on, look how, on top, the top 5, there are 2 pyros and 2 snipers. This game must have been a lot of fun. It's really fun to get headshot, it's really fun to get just blasted by M2. It's you know, the power of the troll class. It's so much fun, honestly, to play Highlander.
Look, you're saying to me that Detonator, how do you not play around Detonator? Liko got 55% of his damage with the Detonator on 3 of his kills. Zero got, let's see, okay, he's not a Detonator master, never mind. Liko obviously using it. He used the Dragon Sphere at one point, okay. Didn't know that was a thing.
As a Pyro, you're really happy if the enemy Pyro uses that, because that's so easy points for you, you know? You don't have to do anything, you just have to air blast your players who have absolutely no idea how to play around damage coming in general. You can probably relate to this as a medic. People, I don't even know if people these days know what a kind of crit heals are. We can maybe explain this concept to players, and this is also what the Detonator denies. But in general, people just sometimes don't play around conservatively about heals. They just think, hey, I have a medic, it doesn't matter if he's with me, I'm low on health, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I have so good DM, nothing can happen to me.
Nothing can happen when I have my Autobot healing me. It doesn't matter that I am not healing as fast as I should. That's the one thing about the Detonator that's really powerful, and why the Scorch Shot was banned, really, I think, in the fact that it could deny crit heals so easily, and because, of course, fire now slows down the rate of healing as well. It was just too easy to get it with the squirt shot. At least now with the detonator, you have to time it. But, still annoying. Still very annoying to play against. And I think that's easily referenced by how well both pyros did, really.
Did we get
as
all
well
the...
as how easily both team supers were denied by said pyros.
Did we get all the kind of weapons banned there from the preseason cup? Because you just mentioned squad shot being banned.
Machina as well was banned, I believe. Girardi was banned, or was that unbanned again? I can't remember. Milk was definitely banned because of the healing it can do in fights. Girardi was banned because who likes random mini crits? Well, not random mini crits, you're covered in P, but
but this was never really up to debate. It was literally just UGC pretty sure that they banned this halfway across the season, and the ETF2L was maybe, if they do this, we have to do this as well, because we kind of have to adapt what other, what American leagues do, because ETF2L is turning into American league. I mean, as I was already saying, Gamma, look at this. Like, from Lucrosa, 4 players are American, and kind of the other team is basically named Frenchclub, and they only have 2 French people. Horrific.
We're an international game now, Domaytoe. We have to show that we welcome our brothers in arms, no matter what nationality they are. Peace.
I mean, I always liked this but then back in the day, it was only like the snipers come in. I really liked playing against NA snipers, because the only thing, like you said, when was that Fallen Lord just turned around randomly. It's not randomly, but the only redeeming factors NA snipers have is that they have really good headsets, basically, which enables them to use Spidey cloaks, and that's basically, it's really fun to play.
Who needs hardware to carry you, though? Come on. Don't need no good peripherals. I can run this on Windows 94. Go on. I can do this.
You say this jokingly, but I really believe in that, if you need good hardware to rely on, then you're just bad gamer, honestly. We go into the third round now. Wow, there was so much more to discuss, like players, nationalities, and stuff like that. It's not real time. Okay. They're going to restart game or something. The rounds, at least, not the entire game, obviously, because they don't want to play like 5 rounds of Badwater or something. So
I don't have work tomorrow. I don't mind. Let's cast onto the night, boys. This is exactly how I like to spend my nights off. Casting endless team swaps in Highlander. They didn't even swap properly that time, did they?
Yeah, this is why they're rerunning, apparently, because people don't know how Archon things work. Even though I can't trash this, because I never ever used a single kind of Archon password or like any comment in console. I have no idea how this works myself.
There's another fail.
It's difficult. It is the console game right now. Who will win and who will reign superior in the console commanding? I'm not 100% sure, but Gamma, you say that's fun for you to kind of cast the entire night. Like, how much degree do you have in your room? Like, for me, I'm getting molten here.
When I started off, I'd had my window open all day in preparation for this. I even had to wear a jumper to start with. I've had to take it off by now. I have my windows fully open. I don't care what my neighbors think, boy. If I'm going to scream after some real good play, TF2, they're going to know about it. Everyone just suicided. Okay, here we go. So it seems we have good old Lucrosa on red now. And then we have Chess Club / French Club / International Club on blue.
So I also have my my window open, but the thing is, if they keep playing kind of not good with their Ubers, then I might just jump out, honestly, because I'm only missing the jumper that you mentioned. But Gamma also kind of, when I scream really loud, then my neighbors hear that, like, how can you root for Chess Club or stuff like that, and I can totally understand that, honestly, why they would think, like, why they would
brothers in Lucrosa.
Yeah, we're obviously rooting for Lucrosa here, so this was kind of the throw round, this is basically prediction, like the next level of prediction. You also predict the rounds that your kind of pick is going to throw. But now we are back. I have no trust in the Americans, but I have trust in the other 5 players, so they can actually do this. And who is that? Chess Club is on offense, and I think Lucrosa had the faster time, right? So they could pick a side, and they probably picked defense first.
They did. Personally, I'd prefer to be in defense first as well. It just allows you to know exactly how fast you have to push yourself. Means you can time your Ubers a little bit better, all that sort of thing. And also means you can totally crush the enemy team's resistance if you happen to do well. First pick is Sinrise down to Grenja. Still waiting to see the pushes going in. Kalis gets picked off. Here comes the bomb coming in. Oh, that's Kazoo picked off. Sorry, Kalis gets picked off anyway, but gets that ever important dispenser pick. For some reason, Zero lived for a long time in the face of that sentry, but nothing important received except for the dispenser.
I got distracted with the sentry there. The Pyro also walked into the low ground into Grubber, but Grubber, like a real hero, just doesn't pop to this. There is currently Kazoo working his way into here. Here's under stairs. He's going to step the teleporter. Almost gets telefract, but there comes the second suicide wave. Grubber is he's really lit. He jumps on the low ground, gets taken down to a bit fewer health, and he's probably hiding on low ground. There comes another suicide in from Zero. Really nice read there by Grubber. Honestly, he's just getting defended here in this kind of bunker area. They do leave him though. Please don't leave your medic after he just survived this long. Thank you. Fragmented goes down. Kuno goes down. So that just kind of stalls them on this first push here.
They're trying to get the sentry back up again though, because Grabba wasn't killed or forced, means they can actually kind of afford to do this. They're going to try this hill push now that the sentry's only level 1. Kalis is being soloed upon, there goes the sentry, Grabba Ubers, but he's just flashing everyone. Looks like he's just trying to get ready to get out. He has Kazul behind him, I don't know if he's aware of this. They're back up on hill for some reason. This is the point where you need to be getting out. Kazul getting in, Kresnik sees him though, picks him off. They're still sitting around the low ground for too long. Zero gets launched into the medic, gets picked off eventually, but he's gonna kill Wish down to the fire damage. They're still sitting in bunker. Kresnik gets the kill, and Grabba finally decides, you know, mate, I'm just gonna try and get out of here. Kresnik, with the Fist of Steel, with the arrows, should be able to live. They stayed a ridiculous amount of time there and managed to get away with it, I think.
Yeah, it actually worked. I was almost ready to trash Americans because you know how it is? They play the pro version of Badwater and there's kind of a spawn and like stuff changed and it's like, let's back out, and then, oh no, this is the actual version of Badwater where you need skill to play this map, and that would have been kind of funny if they got caught out there, but yeah, they didn't. They kind of salvaged this really nicely there. They're even grouping up on the second point here, so it's a bit over 2 minutes. It will get some cap time. There is Kuno though on the top now, on the roof, so they have to watch out, honestly, that they don't lead too many players forward here because it's really hard to contest the sniper. Grenja is trying to do something on him. Kuno goes down though to Fallen Lord, which might enable them to do something. Yeah, I think they want to get aggressive here, honestly.
Yeah, not having the sniper makes it difficult. The Uber exchange is going to come out. Sinrise is being totally tanked with this, doesn't really get anything, and gets picked off for his troubles, gets the sentry at the very least. But now they can try and get forward here. Samsky is leading the way, getting that dispenser killed. Dispenser killed, push last, boys. Backs off though. Just gets the health pack in-house, prepares to reset with his team. 2 minutes 55 thus far, not too bad of a time.
Kronk died though, he's still not up. Yes. That's the kind of main issue there, because they don't have an engineer that can probably punish them quite heavily. The Ubers are not into play though, so KritzKast actually have to be a bit aggressive to take advantage of this. Kazoo also uses that ringer from top left right now. Wish goes down, so one flank member already down, and Kronk is still not really in position.
Oh, where is sentry? This is perfect for Kazul to kill him. Yes, that was a really, really poor positioning there. I don't know if he knew Kazul was behind him with the dead ringer, but putting it right there made it so easy for Kazul to kill him.
Yeah, the coordination is not on as well. He could have probably crossed. I don't know, someone probably didn't say to him that it was safe to cross. Samsky is just taking this top position. Yeah, Kresnik goes down. That's basically the second point for them. They still have to kind of force them here, which can kind of work into their deficit. They have to spread out right now, because this time they're just getting forced here, and they might actually get caught off if KritzKast players are really aggressive on tracks. Ging just gets juggled by this Pyro, and Grabba will probably get caught out here. Yeah, they just took too long, and he's getting chased by the Pyro of all things, but Zero goes down. Grabba also goes down in the end, so yeah, that was that.
Kronk needs to be careful here. He needs to try and get out if possible. No, gonna get picked off by Sorex. No NG, no medic. You have the super disadvantage. Kuno gets the pan kill, which is all important. But now they have no defense. Literally none. If they can get in here quickly, that's a nice shot onto Wish. They can get in here quickly. They got Kresnik down low. He's going to be picked off by Kalis. Really, this should be an easy push. He says with crossed fingers, caster's curse, possibly, who knows. Kalis wants some heals off Seeds, who's gone down very weak because of this. Some nice flare spam coming out onto Kuno, getting him down to like 10 HP, who cares, or 10 HP less rather. They're just going to group around this cart, make it really easy for Bolt to kill him when he respawns. Oh, Vaccinator again.
No, also the jump from Gink onto Seeds. Seeds was on like 97 or something. They're actually cleaning them up because they just all staggered on the top right. Then players were, hey, we have so much cap time now to get on card. No, just push into the spawn. That's really smart. And then they just regrouped through their spawn, and there was this really clutch jump there from who was that Gink? Just got Gink got the kind of Uber out of the equation, and also Grabber switched from Medigun back, and he still has a slight advantage. So that was really nicely played there from Lucrosa, and just inhibit that from being like a 5-minute time, which would be a bit garbage.
Yeah, no, it was very well rescued. It was probably, you know, a little bit of a helping hand from Frenchclub there to get them back in it. Gink gets absolutely murdered by Zero with the reflect. Wish trying to live at the corner there. Sinrise going down to Fallen's on a 6k now. Very, very nice stuff from the sniper. They're getting the sentry up. They're getting their little... They're just actually falling behind an Uber a little bit maybe. They were only about 10-20% behind. They're just falling behind a little bit. Seeds goes now, they can do something with it, and yes, here they come. They drop Zero straight away. The sentry levitating Seeds into the air. He's a heavy on one side, a pyro on the other, just killed by man. It's all over. Oh no, everything falling apart. They had everything, absolutely everything they needed there, and just couldn't do it. Good sentry positioning there, just destroying them.
They really had Grabber there in his decision making, because when we realized that's basically the same scenario that happened in the first round, but back then Grabber had Uber. This time he didn't have Uber, so he actually didn't he couldn't pop. But chessclub did the exact same thing. Like, you don't need an Uber to defend this. It's wow, we have 20% advantage. We have 20%. We have faster time there to drop our entire team while jumping out of the map room. Big kind of suicide wave all onto this. Wow, Zero is still alive, and they're kind of cleaning these players up, but they had no right to be alive for this long. Kazuo is still in behind. They do get cleaned up, but that's a solid 50% advantage for Seeds there.
Zero was just in their face with the flamethrower activate. He just wasn't losing health. I don't know why no one was killing him. You know, yeah, you have a soldier in your face as well, but kill the pyro for God's sake. They eventually, you know, got forced. Kept pretty much everyone alive. Except for Kronk, of course, is to go back and now reset his lovely engineer buildings. But the Uber comes out incredibly early here in Choke. Kalis and Kalis and Sorex getting Ubered around the corner there. Got what they need. Just gonna... Oh no,
7K.
those Seeds! 7k on Fallen now. He hasn't done anything since the last one. Grabba gets a forced on the ball, but there's no one really left to Uber.
Oh, Wish cratered there. That was really important that he needed to flash his scout there. They staggered up really nicely. There comes kind of Lico. He has to salvage something. He gets a lot of flame particles onto enemy players, so it probably scares them out here. They just about salvage this. KritzKast though goes down because Kalis is still in behind. Kalis is doing AK this by just saying he's on their spawn. He's just jumping behind them really hard. They just have to regroup here. Who is that? Seeds has like 30% advantage once Grabber spawns.
Grabber died fragmented on the cart there. It wasn't. It was a bit unfortunate. Wish gets air headshot out of the sky. Lord gets Kunu with 8k now on Fallen. Really, someone kill this man, please. It's kind of hard to kill him in his current position, though, to be fair.
It was good kiting, by the way, on the Uber before. When they used really early, like they had KritzKast to force this Uber out, and they were just not brave enough to not pop there. So they popped early, then they staggered into this lower spawn. Grabber survived really well. He's on the Vaccinator right now, by the way, and Samsky is spamming them from the spiral here, so they need to get him out of there. They're just taking this kind of top there balcony, but Kalis goes down to Gink, really important pick, but Fawnlord goes down. It might inhibit them though. Kuno is on this kind of tires area in the window, but yeah, it's really tentative.
Uber gets forced out incredibly early. Sinrise is gonna get levitated into the sky. He's gonna get KritzKast at the very least. But they're not even gonna get the sentry here. Kronk's gonna get the sapper off it. Everything's falling apart. Oh dear, Seeds lives at the very least, I suppose.
Nicely played there, honestly. Like this.
They just walking forward at the Vaccinator.
Yeah, it's easy. Come on, there's a dispenser there. You can't back up from this, but now comes the entire spawn wave and Wish goes down. Yeah, you shouldn't get too overzealous. You're like, losing your scout isn't the worst thing in the world, even though he can usually hold tires. Only Granger is watching tires right now. And we see that's really important that they get forced early in tires when they push from there. But yeah, Grabber is still on the Vaccinator.
I wonder, do they have really any way of dealing with this, I suppose? You know, because they've been Ubering so early. By the time they eventually get in, he's going to have like 2 or 3 damage resistances on his heavy, and then what do you do? How do you kill that man? He's just too fat. Gonna
I
soak
don't
up
even
all
think
that damage.
I don't think it matters what medigun he's on. Honestly, like it's not like he's like he uses his medigun
Okay,
sometimes.
never mind.
Yeah, okay, Kresnik goes down. That's a good pick. Kuno gets spammed there in an early position though, but yeah, Grabber tries to force them out early here, I think, but it's actually working in the deficit a slight bit. But like KritzKast are so slow. Wish loses the scout battle there against Sorex.
I have a feeling we're going to be here for another 4 minutes, Domaytoe. I really do. The spam coming from Aprim's trying to do any damage to the sentry. Here comes the Uber in around the corner onto Sinrise. Pretty much soloed onto him, onto zero now to clean up. They haven't gotten Grabber yet. Bowl is on him, but he gets levitated into his medic. Bowl's gonna get killed because of it. Gets the reflect on the arrow. Zero and Grabber just having a fight in spawn. Zero almost lost that actually. There's gonna be a scout on him, he's gonna get picked up. But now eventually, finally, they're gonna cap 11 minutes though.
They also had a sentry in map room in the end. Didn't really matter what a tryhard who puts a sentry there. Really good position, honestly, in general. Though I would say if your Solly is not pushing from there, you can just back off to this passive positioning. It's defended by a sentry gun. Maybe it's interesting strategy, honestly. But yeah, I mean, 11 minutes. Whew, difficult.
Could have easily been another 4 or 5 minutes though. They kind of got lucky with the players that they got killed there just before that push. That they were able to make it a little bit easier for them. They just forced Grabber into spawn with his vaccinator. Got him into a little duel with zero for no reason at all. But now I just want to see the parachute again, to be honest. I just want to see it again.
Do you mean the intentional one, which is basically the item, or the unintentional one where you have a really bad angle to jump in, nobody distracts the sentry gun and you get juggled in midair?
Either one, really. Both of them are equally hilarious, but there's something so sad and forlorn about the parachute. You're just there. You just exist in the sky, that's all it is. It kind of works for a soldier with the direct hit. You can kind of do some plays with it on this map, depending on where the sentry is. Actually, look at the sentry positioning from Fragmented. It's perfectly designed to get people out of the air, but it's only level 2.
That's normal position, honestly, for kind of this denial of the jumpers. It's only on level 2, but though. It's only missing the rockets, come on. That's engineer strats. It still has the kind of, it fires, no, I think it fires as, like, maybe a slight bit slower, but shouldn't really matter in this kind of position. There comes big jump though from Bowl. He's with a parachute. Okay, see? This is why it fires slower, so your sniper can get the frag movie headshot.
I wouldn't even put that in my frag movie. That's just sad. It's just straight up. He's target practice there. You might as well be playing TR Walkway, really. That shot onto Fallen was a little bit better than that.
I just want to say on this kind of, we also have a kind of frag movie contest going on, so they're kind of just doing this, you know, because if you get fragged, you probably also get a head, so that's why they're doing that, honestly. Come on, kill me so I get this head, you know, this is their mindset. But they got the sentry gun down, Gamma, but they're still kind of not doing anything. Sunrise drops down there, and Lucrosa's taking some time once again.
They still have this, I mean, they do have an age to push this, really, but they don't want to get too complacent. They have this Uber here, they're going to put it on Scout and Demo, it seems like, but it's going to be Uber v Uber, and that sentry is already level 2, nearly level 3. Here it comes in on 2 very weak players already. They're going to get the sentry instantly. Kronk gets killed in the background. Bowl gets fragmented, that's kind of important. Here comes the conch play now, in after the Uber. This is very nice. Just cleaning up whoever's left there, wherever they can. Grabber gets killed as well, Bowl as well, and they're actually just not going to get this at all.
And was just not good enough focus pair there. What's also really funny that Gringer got kind of flashed there in the last second, but didn't matter. There was a flashed visible spy though, which is always something to look at. Fallen Lord goes down, so they don't have early sniper picks, and the thing is, they also engineered themselves like 40% advantage on the side of the defending team, so KritzKast just looking kind of strong here. They really need an opening. There goes Sorex, that's important, and just pressure things here from heals, with heals from tracks.
Trying to get the sentry up again. Fragmented just needs to heal a little bit. They got Bowl, who was there trying to push from tunnel. A little bit of a desperate play, really. There's headshot after headshot coming out from Kuno onto players who are obviously overhealed on hill. But again, they're just trying to get what spam they can to get the sentry gun again. Maybe Fragmented should give up on it. Just try and pull out that rescue ranger, get some hero bolts. Nico and Wish get cleaned up in tunnel. Genk gets murdered by Kuno. Kazoo gets killed by Fallen at the same time. Bomb, well, unintentional bomb coming in from Kalis, who dies from fall damage as a result of being levitated in the air by Bowl. He has a scout on him though. Sorex on Bowl. Sorex gonna get him. Just people dying all over the place. What's going on?
Granger got the salvaging pick though onto Kuno. He was kind of almost going on fire, but Granger put an end to that. Gink also took down the gun there once again, so yeah, maybe Engineer mains should just kind of deinstall the game. There's a big jump in though from Gink and forces Seeds in a really passive position. They still haven't popped yet. There comes a big jump from Kalis. Yeah, they can just pop here if they need to, but as we just say, like, same situation once again, Grubber doesn't use. They have the kind of advantage here to plow forward. It wouldn't actually be this kind of detrimental to them to use there, but they still have
goes
this
down
Uber.
so low. It's 15 HP with Kazul on his head, and manages to hold on. Liko gets the spy in the end. Interesting flamethrower not income here from Liko.
If they're brave here, just push forward on them. They're so close, honestly. Like, you probably, like, the thing is, like, this Uber advantage will most likely not matter in the end. What matters here is that they get the frags, but Sunrise just serves all the way out of there. Zero goes down, which is already Pyro pick, you know. Ranger tries to work his way in here, but kind of the Uber stagnates out now, but they still have 7 minutes. It was really important, by the way, that something happened there. Even though you have a lot of time, you need cap points, like, for the morale and everything.
Zero actually being down was very important there, because he was the one who denied all their Ubers last time around. So now they're going to Uber in really early, get everyone alive. Just going to come in, it's just level 2 sentry, they're going to get it. Counter Uber comes out, but Zero's back. He's out with the hammer, trying to see what he can get, and they just run away from him. The Ubered Pyro into house, doesn't really get anything. Fragmented goes down in the background to Liko.
Though! Liko is
in behind.
Liko is murdering everyone! He got flashed, then he went into the staircase, and Zero was like, no, I can't blast this guy out of this anymore, and he literally got 5 frags or something. Liko literally won all of that. Zero's onto Grabber, gets gunned down. So this was really, really hero play right now, and they can just plow this forward, honestly. 50% advantage as well. Just take balcony and everything, and then you have your massively good kind of advantages, positions, and you still have so much time just to push this in, honestly, but they can just get this out of this hero play.
If they clear Samsky out of map room here, yes they do, which gets him. Kresnik gets killed though, at the very least. But, you know, they don't have an NG anymore. Bull manages to get fragmented. There's a lot of players down, no Kuni, no Kazul, no Samsky. That's no Zero now as well, killed by Wish. Liko's killed, gets Thorx with the burn, but Zero gets Bull.
Oh no, Grabber!
Oh.
He went first. Why do you go first with your team? Yeah, he gets piped. They was on 99 or 100%. I don't know. I think it was on 99. It was a full drop apparently, but he just got it into the split second. He was kind of healing Wish, and I know this. If your players are just so passive, you just say, you know, you just walk forward, kind of to make them scared, and then they're like, yeah, I guess I have to, you know, walk after the medic right now before he gets killed or something. But yeah, really poor positioning, honestly. Gives them just a chance right now.
5 minutes, 20 seconds left in this game. Are we going to be here for another age? Who knows? But it looks like Kresnik is going to try and get in on this map room with absolutely no support at all, but who cares? He can shoot through this wall because that's fair and balanced. He's going to get spammed out though, and he's going to run away with his lovely metal gloves. No, he's just going to sit there. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe the pro version is once again adapted. Maybe you can just cap the card from the map room in the pro version or something to make up for your lack of gain sense. Ball jumps out there.
He's just going to get to Wish, he's on 7k.
Yeah, he gets Sunrise there.
Well.
Kuno goes down. Really good picks right now.
Caster's Curse, as soon as I mention it, Wish gets killed. Here comes the Uber aggressively in, trying to find the medicinal man. Grab is so weak. He's just trying to live. Kalis can't get the final stick. He falls and kills him with the stick. Oh man, that's unfortunate. They lost a lot for that. They lost Seed, Zero, Kalis. Kunu died relatively at the same time, Kazul as well. Samsky's going to conch out of map room to try and get some semblance of control back over this point, and it's going to work.
Yeah, they did it. They have like full Uber now on Grabber. The thing is, when they popped the kind of Uber there, they chased the medic, there was literally like pyro, heavy and everything, and they just looked at him and, no, he won't do any damage to us, let's just chase the medic. And they actually didn't get the medic, but in the end Samsky won this, like the flank there, with a really nice conch play. They just have to push this fast, though. Sunrise goes down, really good early pick. They're just pushing this here, they also have some hard time.
So
Grabber
weak.
is in.
Goes down to Kresnik. The Uber going to come out from Grabber now. He has the heavy in the window to support him, but he just needs players to push the damn card. They have a sentry to kill. Just when he's starting to spam it now, it finally goes down. Bowl needs to kill his opposite number. He's not going to get it. Kalis, 30 HP, 10 HP. Liko's behind him suddenly. It's just fragmented trying to get any sentry up at all. And they're still holding.
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't, they couldn't focus card there because they just get wrapped from top right because Chess just had spawns there in time, or just people rotating from top right, or maybe they even hit in tires. I didn't 100% see. Sorix on 7k, that's the kind of issue, like, okay, he goes down there, that's really important. Like,
that's the second time we've mentioned the scout and he dies instantly after.
That's really important as well, because Sorix is just such an incredible player. I don't know if he's a bit washed up these days. The bowl goes down though, because Pyro gets juggled into him, and there comes just this massive, once again, massively big heavy. There are 4 players against 4 players right now, and let's see. There is a Wish just aiming the sentry guard, and he gets killed by the mini sentry. So you just have to replace your Americans with mini sentries, and you win even more decisively.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with a legalized tiny aimbot, really. Nothing more you can do about that sort of thing except actually shoot it with explosives, which of course Scout doesn't have. God forbid the day when Scout gets access to explosive weapons.
The thing is, they can always make your mumble explode, because it's usually the M-donkeys who have no game sense. And we are currently just waiting. Exactly. Where did you leave me? So we are just watching this because they only have 2 kind of Ubers left in their books. They force them really early. Command Grabber, don't lose your player, so you have way better Uber, but Kresnik and Kronk are just behind them. They're probably going to lose them, and I'm not sure, like, it was a kind of force there, but they're putting too much eggs in their basket. I don't potentially like this. They have to push right now, because they still get, just like Seeds goes down. Like, push this, they use there. I don't like this. Just take map.
Pushing the cart though.
Yeah, just take high positions and get people on cart. Come on, you can do this. Like, they have 10 seconds, you can do this.
They shouldn't be having their medic on cart, that's for one. They've finally done it. Well, Kronk went on high ground and decided, you know what, I want to go down a bit, kill the dispenser, that's more important to me. They're finally getting people onto the spawns now. Kresnik is on the cart with Wish, he's being healed, this should be it. Just about. They really made a meal of that round though. Could have pushed that a lot earlier. I think they just felt a little bit complacent because of how much time they had.
Yeah, there's always the bane, what we mentioned before, like, you have so much time, but you still have to cap the card, you know, in the end. In general, by the way, this game, I think we focused a lot on these Uber exchanges, and I'm not sure if we just focused on them, because they were sometimes a bit questionable. I'm just going to say it other way around. We had a lot of Uber exchanges. That's kind of the positive, how you form this positively, you know? Like, they didn't cringe a lot, it's just a lot of Uber pushes. So the medics probably built well. So I don't think, like, the pick classes did as much. I want to look at the logs right now, though, but also the flank. I feel like I didn't see the flank on kind of Lucrosa this much. I always thought, like, on Chessclub, salvaging this a bit more. I would have thought, like, for Sorix or someone to have a bit more influence, but in the end, I think it was more about the Ubers per se, though. But yeah, we had 3 rounds. Nice game. I like that.
That can be the problem with payload sometimes, is that it can just fall into this kind of, I don't know, monotone kind of Uber v slightly not Uber. No Uber versus Uber. It's all about the Uber, really. The pick classes, you know, they still got some good things. Granger, you know, got 22 kills. Fallen got 20. Not bad all around. Sorix got 26 kills.
Yeah, okay. Never mind my comment then. I mean, wait, he got fragged. So he must have been the best player in the server.
That's how it works, I think. But, you know, it's just, he has the highest KD, but it just comes into, you know, is he getting the kills at the right time?
19 vaccinator pops, so...
It's like, yeah, he's getting the kills, but you want your players to be alive at the right time. I think both teams had problems with their flanks dying just before the combo decided, let's push. And then there was no one pushing the cart, and their flank got murdered, and they just kind of, their pushes often failed because of it.
Only reason I would push when my flank is down is maybe if they shut up, like if they die, then I would probably push, because then I don't have 2 players cluttering my comms anymore, which probably the only reason. But yeah, I mean, flank dying before Uber always painful. Pick classes, I feel like on Lucrosa did a lot, because they always gave them like really good picks before the Uber itself had to be popped. But I mean, really clutch game there, honestly. I like that they're kind of on par there.
Yeah, it was a fairly even game, I'd have to say. Lucrosa definitely gave as good as they got. I think that they were very unlucky, or they were a little bit lucky to win, I think. If it wasn't for Frenchclub completely mauling their first push, maybe, or their last push there in round 3, maybe they could have gotten somewhere, but I don't know. Samson, they have all these good stats, but, you know, stats don't necessarily translate into round wins.
Yeah, this is going to get censored out in post-editing, by the way, just going to say the scammer. Like, we can't say this, otherwise people who care about locks will slaughter us, but in essence, locks are off screen and we'll probably be off screen soon enough, so any ending words, honestly, we're just going to keep it very short, because I still have to get a lot of cool and fresh air into my room. No, not this because, yeah, there's nothing more to talk about. A lot of kind of Uber fights. Uber fights are important, payload is important, and teams who cringe a lot of Uber pushes are important as well.
I'm happy that we're back in the ETF2L season, and I'm just glad that we can get going now, get some more good games, get some more TF2. We have the UGC playoffs tomorrow, kind of segueing into that. So check in around 21 CET, I want to say. 21 CET to see that. I have no idea who's casting it. You'll find out if you follow KritzKast on Twitter. Cheers. Anything?
Don't pick Americans. Don't listen to your flank. Get no American pick classes. And UGC is a wonderful league. And we also have more Highlander matches in ETF2L coming up. So yeah, thanks for casting, Gamma, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, old beaver! Away!